Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. What's going on, my people? Hope your day has been found to be well. I appreciate you for tuning in today. Today is August the 18th, 2020. Thank you for following. I ask you if you haven't, if you will like and follow the Urban Health Outreach Media. You can also like my page at Finding Your Will to Survive, at Finding Your Will to Survive. I am your show host, Raynaldo Alexander. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. How are you? It's been a long, long day. The week has been short, but yet it feels so long. On the Finding Your Will to Survive show, we hope to empower you, to motivate you, and to inspire you. It is my hope to inject hope into your veins, into your soul, your mind, and your hearts, to where you will be no longer blinded of the possibilities, but your eyes will be open of the things that you couldn't previously see, and you'll be able to be inspired to reach forward to those things that you could not see. Thank you, thank you, thank you again. I ask that you like and share this page, Urban Health Outreach Media. Here you'll find lots and lots and tons of great information, especially if you've dealt with or you know somebody that's dealing with chronic kidney disease. It is powerful, unlike any other platform at this time around the world. But not only if you have kidney chronic disease, but on this show, Finding Your Will to Survive, we believe that you'll be inspired with the challenges of life regardless. Again, my name's Raynaldo Alexander, and I am your show host of the Finding Your Will to Survive show here on the Urban Health Outreach Media. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about what to do when you get tired. Ask yourself that question. Brain thought. What do I do when I get tired? I'm sure somebody's probably saying, I'd probably just relax, maybe run a hot tub of water, kick your feet up, relax, get some rest, something of the sort, get a little peace and quiet, maybe watch a little Netflix or something. Normally, that would work if we're talking about being physically tired. But this tired in this sense is not exactly physically tired. Have you ever just been tired just because of the challenges of life? You know, mentally tired. So what do you do when you get tired? What do you do when you get tired? You know, it's like being on a roller coaster, the roller coaster of life. You know, when you've been tired of going up and down, up and down, up and down and around. Tired of being up, tired of being down. Sometimes you may have good days. Sometimes you may have bad days. Some days you may feel energized, and some days you may feel weak. Some days you may want a little company. Some days you may want to socialize. And then there are those days that you simply want to barricade yourself in a room and be all by yourself, being on the roller coaster of life. What do you do when you feel that way? What do you do when you're going through things so traumatic in your life and it's over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Those days when most of the days you're simply misunderstood. The roller coaster of life. What about the treadmill of life? When you're giving it everything you got. You're listening to all of the motivational words of encouragement. You're listening to all of the motivational videos, and you're reading all the motivational books, and you're doing everything you've been told or inspired to do, but yet it seems like nothing has changed. Over and over, you're exhausting yourself on a treadmill, it seems. When you're running, you're running, you're running. In other words, you're acting out everything you know how to act out. You're doing everything that you possibly know how to do. But nothing, I mean, absolutely nothing seems to be working. The treadmill of life. What about simply the boxing bag of life? Have you ever felt like you've been just beat on and beat on and beat on and beat on over and over and over and over again, and you can't seem to guard yourself? You can't bob and weave another. If it ain't one thing, it's simply another, and then another, and then another. I know those of us who've experienced dialysis, I mean, being punched on, so to say, being stuck over and over and over, over and over and over. If you're not being stuck by a needle, then you're having some type of surgery. One surgery after another surgery. So you're being stuck and you're being cut on. You're being stuck and you're being cut on. You're faced with bad attitudes, it seems, sometimes from the clinical workers. You know, sometimes it's like, what do I do? I'm tired of being hit on. I'm tired of being boxed. I'm tired of being pushed down the boxing bag of life. So what do you do when dialysis had taken that type of toll on your life? But yet and still, even when wanting to give up, even when you feel so tired and so miserable, just depleted of all your energy, just depleted, nothing else to give. Like that ATM machine, everybody's pulling, everybody wants some. This obligation to fulfill, this obligation to fulfill, that obligation. If it's not the job, it's the house, it's the kids, it's something, it's the dog. One thing after another, and you're simply tired. I'm tired. Have you ever been there? Where you're just tired of the challenges of life as you've known it? Sometimes you just want to give up. You don't want to fight. It's not as if you can't, but sometimes you simply don't want to fight. You don't want to carry the weight that's been on your shoulder. You know, you don't want to carry the burden any longer. You don't want to deal with the challenges that you are faced to deal with, because sometimes it seems as if you're dealing with it all by yourself. Not as if nobody's around. Not as if you don't have family. Not as if you don't have friends or loved ones. But sometimes when you're going through something so horrific, it seems as if sometimes nobody else understands. And that's the thing that causes you to be lonely. That's the thing that causes you to be tired. Because no man is an island. But when you're going through these things, you're being kicked on, you're being beat on, you're being tortured. The roller coaster of life, up and down and around, the treadmill of life, exhausting yourself, doing everything possible you know, but making no advancement in life. Not one thing, but it's another, and then another, and constantly being beat on by the things that you're faced with in life. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to feel tired. I remember dealing with, when I was on dialysis, it seems like everything was happening. One thing after another. One thing after another. And I was physically tired, but I was mentally tired. You see, you can be physically tired. But when you're physically tired, a little rest, relaxation, a good diet, you know, maybe to some a little glass of wine, hot tub, hot shower, you can relax. And over time, you'll begin to feel better. But when you're mentally tired, that's a whole different battle. That's the type of battle that make you close up in the door, close up in a closet, close up in a dark room and slam the door. That's the type of tired that make you get under the cover and pull it over your head or put the pillow over your head. That's the different type of hurt. That's a different type of tired. So what do you do? What do you do when you've done everything you could do? What do you do when you've done all you know to do? What do you do? I'm tired. I can recall myself saying sometimes, I'm just tired. I'm tired. One day you can have the energy and you can have the fight and tenacity to fight your challenges, and the next day you just simply don't feel like fighting. You don't feel like going through it. You don't feel like dealing with it. You don't feel like the nonsense. You don't feel like being stuck, poked, and pried. You don't feel like being cut on. You don't feel like being arguing over and over, and you don't feel like it. Mentally tired. I remember my female dog. I raised American bulldogs. A litter of 7 puppies. These puppies have the right to be able to nurse from their mom. And the mom had a willing heart to nurse. But over time, 1 weekend, 2 weekend, 3 weekend, 4 weeks in, now they're having teeth. And they're biting and they're prowling 24 hours a day, with exception of just several hours being apart by herself. But even she got tired. She got tired. And she wanted time to herself. Let me talk to some moms that may be out there. Challenges with the kids. Now with the COVID-19, we're faced with the virtual schooling. When you're not used to, having the patience of dealing with your children, or having the patience on this particular level to do these things which you're required to do. It's okay to feel tired. It's normal. You're human. Don't beat yourself down. I can remember also driving in the semi truck and the fuel pump went out. I had somewhere to be. I had a schedule to keep. But the fuel pump went out and the truck began to slowly stop. It began to lose its momentum and the speed began to decrease. And I had to pull over on the side of the road. And I eventually came to a complete stop. And I had to get towed because no fuel was circulating. No fuel was being pushed through the fuel system that would empower the truck to move. Is that you? You're simply depleted and you don't have the energy. You don't have the energy to deal with the things that you've done or you've had to deal with. It doesn't matter what the responsibilities are. It doesn't matter who has access to you or who you have obligation to. When you're not fueled, and you don't have that spunk to get up and go, you eventually come to a halt. You eventually come to a stop. So what would you do? Have you found yourself being in that situation? The ATM machine. Or what about just trying to help someone? Imagine a swimmer drowning out in the deep waters, and a lifeguard goes out to jump in and help. And that person had so much fight in them that they begin to drown themselves and the person that jumped in to help as well. Have you been exhausted of trying to help somebody who don't want to be helped? Is that you? What are the terms that has equated to you being mentally tired? Has it been kidney dialysis? Has it been chronic diseases of any type of sort? Has it been family? Has it been responsibility? What has it been? Things happen in life, recurring over and over again, in spite of how much you want to do, in spite of how much you want to help, and how much you want to go. Eventually, there will come a time when you get tired. And this is what you do. You simply encourage yourself. I do it all the time. What do you do when you're at that point? Or you want to give up and you don't want to go? What do you do when you're tired mentally? You're depleted of everything. You encourage yourself. I heard it said like this back in the country days. It's a piss poor dog that won't wag his own tail. Sometimes there won't be people there to encourage you. There won't always be somebody that'll pat you on the back and say, you can do it. Come on, you can go. Don't give up. So you got to encourage yourself. If you found yourself being in this situation of being tired, Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Do like I have done so many times. Encourage yourself. You can do it. I am a strong man. I am a strong woman. I have the tenacity of a bulldog. I believe in my goals, and I'm going to hold on to it with everything in me. Greater is in me, because greater is he that is in me than he that's in the world. I have the power and the ability to conquer every challenge. It is in me. I am connected to great and powerful people. I am plugged in to power. Encourage yourself. You got to encourage yourself over and over and over and over and over till you believe it yourself. And when you begin to believe it yourself, your perspective changes. Encourage yourself until your perspective changes. That's what you do. That's what you do when you're tired of being tired. That's what you do. You encourage yourself. You tell yourself you're not going to give up. I am more than a conqueror. I am a warrior. I am strong and mighty. I have the ability to accomplish great things. This will not come. This will not defeat me. I will not give up. I will find my will to survive. There are people that's waiting on my story. My story will impact people. I can't give up. If I give up now, I not only give up on myself, but I give up on the hundreds and thousands of people that follow me, that I don't even know that follow me. I'm stronger than that. I'm greater than that. I'm here to tell you today that you're greater than that. You're greater than feeling like you want to give up. There's more power in you. There's more strength in you. Everything is happening for a reason. You are great. You are strong. Imagine being in the fourth quarter of your life, and it's 4th and inches, and you can't kick a field goal. You're tired from the previous 3 quarters. You've given it everything you got. And now it's not about your physical strength, but it's about your mental strength. You got to dig deep, and you got to find your will to survive. You got to find that thing that means more to you than you yourself. You got to dig deep. It's 4th and inches in your life. What are you going to do? Are you going to quit on yourself? Are you going to quit on your kids? Are you going to quit on the job? Are you going to give up and just die? No, you're not. I believe in you. Many, many other people believe in you. You are greater than that. 4th and inches. People watching, they're expecting you to give out. But you're not going to give out. They expected you to fold, but you're not going to fold. You want the ball. You gotta want the ball. Give me the ball, coach. Give me the ball, coach. Give me the ball, coach. I remember my high school coach, Coach Clyde Washington, rest in peace. Awesome man. He once always said these words. He said, guys, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but it's the fight in the dog that matters. I want you to know today, in spite of the size of your dilemma, in spite of the size of your trial, of your mountain, in spite of how hard and how tough it may seem right now, I want to encourage you to do not stall out where you are. Do not give up. But I want to encourage you to keep moving, to keep pushing, and to keep going. Because greater things is up ahead. Somebody's waiting on your story. Your story is the key that's going to unlock somebody's potential. It's going to inspire them to push and to be an inspiration to the world. You can't give up right now. You got to go. You got to go for it, 4th and inches. You got to give it everything you got. You got to give it everything you got. I gave it everything I got. I changed my perspective. And your situation, your circumstances won't change until your perspective changes. And that's what encouraging yourself until your perspective changes brings. Circumstances change when your perspective changes. I went from being depressed, questioning if I wanted to live while on dialysis, barricaded in a room, depression at its lowest, 5 years of dialysis. I changed my perspective, and I started living in such a way to become an inspiration to the world. And my perspective was this: I'd rather have a short and productive life than have a long but unproductive life. And it's not until my perspective changed that I was called on my birthday, August the 3rd, 2014, to receive a kidney transplant. I'm telling you this story because I wanted to inspire you. I want you to know that your greatest blessing is on the other side of you wanting to give up. The greatest blessing is on the other side of you wanting to give up. So don't stall out where you are. Greater is coming. Your story has power. You are an inspiration to the world. You have testimonies that you are walking out. Don't give up on yourself. And don't give up on life. Thank you for joining us for this half hour of power with me, your host, Raynaldo Alexander, on the Finding Your Will to Survive show. You can tune in with us every Tuesday at 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time on the Urban Health Outreach Media. I ask that you like this page and share it. So many people around the world need to be inspired. If you want to link up with me, you can link up with me at Finding Your Will to Survive here on Facebook. Again, I am Raynaldo Alexander, and I am your host of the Finding Your Will to Survive show here on the Urban Health Outreach Media. Be blessed, be empowered, be encouraged, and more than anything, do not quit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a blessed night.